Hello and welcome. Today we reflect for a little while on a very familiar story involving Jesus, some disciples and a very large expanse of water. This reading is from Luke's Gospel, chapter 8, and beginning at verse 22. One day Jesus got into a boat with his disciples and said to them, "Let us cross over to the other side of the lake." So they put out, and as they sailed along, he fell asleep. Then a heavy squall struck the lake. They began to ship water and were in grave danger. They came and roused him. "Master, Master, we are sinking," they cried. He awoke and rebuked the wind and the turbulent waters. The storm subsided and there was calm. "Where is your faith?" he asked. In fear and astonishment they said to one another, "Who can this be? He gives his orders to the wind and the waves, and they obey him." It is a very well-known story, told in other Gospels too. It is a story full of drama and excitement, as well as dread and terror. But in the end, all is well. It has a happy ending. Who could want more than that? It's a story about concern and love. In the midst of the storm, Jesus is concerned for his disciples. Clearly they were frightened. They cried out in fear, "Master, Master, we're sinking, we're perishing." This was real fear, real terror, not pretend. This was the kind of fear where you just don't know what to do, where to turn to, who to turn to. Imagine yourself there in the boat, in the middle of the lake. This is no pond, but an enormous lake, perhaps Israel's largest lake, 13 miles long, 8 miles wide, averaging 25 meters or more deep. I'd be afraid. I'd definitely be afraid. If my feet can't touch the floor of my local swimming pool, I start panicking. I would definitely be afraid. Was Jesus afraid? Apparently not. He was sleeping, not just dozing, but in a deep, deep sleep. But then, once woken up, he was wide awake, immediately, suddenly, without hesitation. No rubbing his eyes or turning over, saying, "Oh, let me just have a few more minutes. Let me snooze a bit longer." Not Jesus. He was awake. He was awake straight away. So he went straight to business, straight to action. No questions, no queries, straight to work, rebuking the wind and stopping the waves. And then all was quiet, all was calm, all was still, all was well. Jesus, the centre, the focus of peace, stillness, even tranquility. Troubles are all around us. We know that too well. Troubles in our world, troubles in our communities, even within ourselves. But Jesus, bringing that calmness with his quiet yet strong authority, brings us hope today. That even in the midst of our struggles, difficulties, troubles and pain, there is hope. There is hope. Through all the problems we face, within and without, we are guided, helped, encouraged, enabled. Not to escape those troubles, those storms, those waves, not to evade them, not to avoid them, but to help us through them. They are overwhelmed, the disciples. Who can this be? They ask. He gives his orders to the wind and the waves, and they obey him. Giving orders to the wind and the waves. No human being could do that. Yes, tell me, who can this be? Perhaps the only answer to that question is silence, awe, and wonder. Wonder at the power and the grace of the divine. The one who loves us and holds us in all of our experiences and in all the circumstances of our lives. Be still. Be calm. Be enfolded in God's love.